Hey kids, Mark Miller here. Welcome everybody. We're here to write code and we're going to get on that ASAP. I'm starting late today because I was just working with the devs on a new bug that we discovered. And so we were looking at that. It's a high priority bug and we'll see if it hits us today. Anyway, the good news is they've got everything they need to duplicate it, and they're working on it right now. So that was my that was what I was doing while I wasn't starting. All right, we're working with the CardMaker here. Let's start this out. Take a look at where we are with this. Let's close the scroll. Fred's here this morning. Fred, how you doing? Fred says he's good. You good, Fred? Not sure? All right. Here's what we got here. I was working on a connection piece here, and I kind of got it working, but to be honest, yesterday I wasn't like feeling 100%, and I didn't do my normal high quality level of coding yesterday. And as a result, I've created something that kind of works. It's my worst nightmare, is creating something that kind of works. If I click on glow, you see this list box show up right here that are the different kinds of glow that I can select. If I click on inner glow, the same thing happens. It's got the same set of inner pieces that are kind of connected together. Why don't we just have these as one piece? Well, because they're on different layers and we want to have something between the two. But I want to make it so when I choose nebula here, it also chooses nebula down here. And that's what I kind of got working. And but here I'll show you what happens when I do it. I got a bug here. So there's the nebula switch. It's switching in both of those. But now look what happened. It kind of switched back. And so I got a bug in here. And I'm not, to be honest, I don't want to go look at my code and find the bug. I want to go look at my code and I want to fix it so my code doesn't do the wrong thing. And I think I was taking the wrong approach when I wrote this yesterday. Let's go take a look at that right now. Hold on, just checking. Okay. So I think that code starts somewhere in this space here. Let's go find LB alternates, selection changed. This is where it starts up. Then we get into select alternate. Select alternate comes down here. And we do this replace up here of one layer with the other. And I'm okay with that. Then we go to select linked alternates. And the problem appears to be well, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure where the problem is. I guess what I'm thinking is that instead of going in, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to go in and I'm trying to change whether it's selected or not. And what I was thinking I would do instead is I modify the card and then reload the card, is what I was thinking when we select an alternate, which only makes sense if there are linked alternates together, linked by that name. So I think I want to kind of rewrite this, is what I'm playing with here. I think it goes like this. Let's close this down. And just to be clear, let's see, they're in sync here, but when I clicked on another one, they went out of sync. Is that what happened? Or when I clicked back on the other one, the glow, that's when they go out of sync. So when I click on glow, maybe it is not going to be too hard to fix. Let's go look at what's happening when we click on glow right there. Maybe there's just something simple I'm missing. LB card layer selection change. I think the problem is here. Select correct alternate layer. It's using the details is selected and then does a replace. And then this is, I think, what's killing us right here. If the alternates card layer so we're not changing it in card layers is what it looks like to me the problem is. It's in, is that right? Hold on. Yeah. What's going on in card layer manager.replace? Are we calling this anywhere else? We are calling it here. And this is called from select linked alternates, I'm pretty sure. So that's super interesting. All right, let me report a code rush issue here because I feel like, again, this is happening. This has happened. Is this true or not? Let me do one other thing, though. This could be my imagination. I need to double check. Starting up a second solution here. I believe I've created favorites here and I'm not seeing them. I believe I'm losing my favorites. But let's see. I know I definitely created favorites in this solution right here. So maybe I'm just forgetting that part. Let's go back. Meanwhile, while we're waiting for code rush to load up, let's come over here and let's add a favorite here. And I can only add it from this tab over here. I've asked for this to be improved to increase the availability of that. Add new favorites, add new group. I'm going to call this CardMaker alternates. That's my group. Just want to put these methods that are closely related together. That's what I want to do. I'm going to add that there as well. I almost feel like I'm just looking at this code right here, and I'm almost thinking that this code needs to go inside of replace. No matter what, this needs to come in here. like that. I don't think that's going to have really any impact at all on it, but I want to oops. Okay. Why can't I add it here? Now it's there. For a second, it didn't seem like it was there. Okay, there's an issue here. Let's report that. All right, kids, I'm trying to right-click this to say add to favorites. That worked that time. Oh, is replace didn't work because it's already in favorites? Is that why? No. I'm trying to add replace to favorites. I'm right-clicking it. That worked that time. It didn't a second ago. Look, I'm right-clicking right here. Nothing is happening. Right-clicking here, nothing's happening. I'm right-clicking all over. Let me left-click it and then right-click it. Okay, that's a little crazy. It seems right-clicks don't work. Right-click. But a left click and then a right-click makes it work, apparently. Also, it looked like, watch the video, it looked like this showed up and this wasn't there. Go back about a minute and look at this. I just saw add to new group. I didn't see this, which made me come over here to look for it, and I saw it. It was there. So yeah, check that. The right clicks, nothing is happening when I'm right clicking here. Nothing is happening. Left click and add to favorites is there. I also kind of want right over here, you know, maybe a right click on the group that says add active method, whatever my active method is, to this group. So I can just come over here, or maybe a button where I can just add the active method right to the group, like a little star button here to just add whatever I'm in. That would be cool. Okay, so let's go back over here. Let's go to replace and add to favorites, CardMaker alternatives. That is the issue. Right-clicking the code places window fails to show add to favorites menu, context menu. And in case you're wondering what we're doing, we're dog fooding CodeRush for Visual Studio here almost every day of the week, it seems like. Not on Sunday and not on Monday. That's what we're doing. All right, let's run it. Just with that small change, I don't expect to see any difference in behavior, but I want to see what happens when we run it. You good with that, Fred? Not sure? Uh-oh, Fred, look out. You know who that is, Fred, right behind you? You do? It's Coding Gorilla, kids. Did that work for you, Coding Gorilla? I didn't see if that did or not. Fred. I got some low quality code here. It did not work. That's not my favorite. I don't get it. I've seen that not work before. And the solution seems to be to restart. Oh yeah. Hold on. Another CodeRush issue. This is the one I wanted to report before. Okay, kids. My favorites are disappearing. They are not persisting. And I would love to know why. I'd love to know where they're stored and why they're not being saved. Let's see if we can reproduce it. I've just added these favorites right here. Those three. I'm going to try closing my app down and bringing it back up again. So closing down Visual Studio. And let's bring it back up again. Starting it up now. Wait for that to load. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to restart everything and run it from run it from Visual Studio. Normally I have the tools running standalone, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to shut them down. Everything here seems to be working. Shutting this one down too. Coding Gorilla is likely to get a second. Fanfare. What else do I need to shut down? Maybe Chrome, I'm not sure. Let's start with that. We're going to start this one up right here. Let's, meanwhile, sorry, I'm starting up the D&D app. Do we still have them? Well, they're here now, but I added favorites over here to the overlay solution, and they are gone. And I've been seeing this kind of frequently. The favorites are somehow disappearing, and it's not at all clear how they're disappearing. I don't understand it. Hold on. Now they just came back. Why are they here now and they weren't here before? Is my new question. Does that, right? You saw that, right? These were empty here in overlays, and now all of a sudden they're here. Is it a delay loading? What's going on? Why don't I see my favorites? That's my question to you. Why are favorites in code places not always there? Okay, so we've just restarted. And what do we have running here right now? Oh, we've got 2 instances of this thing running. And I'm not sure which one is which. I think this is the old one. There was a clue on that. We now have this up here running here because we're debugging essentially. We're running with the debug window there. And I need to refresh the overlays. So let's get the overlays refreshed. Here comes the drone game and the back overlay. That was unintentional, kids. And then let's refresh that data. And that refresh didn't work, really? That's not good. If that didn't work, we're going to have to, oh, because, wait, that might, we might be okay with that. Actually, give me a second here. Start that up again. Okay, is it loading? There it is. Okay, good. Get some music going. Now let's see what's going on over here in the chat room. Let's try dog food. That doesn't work. Let's go find out why. Let's see if we even get to here. Oh, I didn't put an exclamation mark at the beginning of it. We don't get to there. Oh, we do. Here we go. Maybe we're okay. So why is it? I wonder if it's that I just need to rebuild. Does that make sense? No, we just ran it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Hey, Coding Gorilla, good job with the sneaking in on the second try there. Design Pattern says, I guess it is just not a good day. Oh man, I hadn't realized that yet, Design Patterns. What do you think, Fred? Nothing worse than somebody else realizing it's a bad day before you. That's not any good. All right, so Fred's working now with the copy in the copy color. We need to get a different color in here for sure. Let's do it. Throw some zeros in there instead. There you go. It's a little bit better. Okay, well, if that goes away, we're going to go hunt that down and find it. Meanwhile, let's hide the scroll. And let's continue with our analysis and hunting down of the CardMaker issue. We're working with the alternates. We're trying to sync up alternate selections. So they are in sync, and it happens here on this one. When I click on Glow, Glow's got all these options here. When I click on Inner Glow, it's got options with the same name, and I want to sync those up. So when I click on Lightning, I want them both to change. And here, if I take out Inner Glow, you can see where it's right there, and the Outer Glow is right there. Oh, look at that. We turned it off and turned it back on, and it changed. It's only 10:30 a.m. here, so I haven't had a chance to have a bad day yet. Looks like it's 10:42 my time here. Yeah. Hold on, I got a dev talking to me now. Okay, well that's good. All right, so we're looking at, I was talking to you about a bug we found earlier this morning. The good news is that it seems to be edge case. So it was like what I would call a severe bug. I found it this morning while I was setting things up. And okay, well maybe not. It looks like it may be related to the size of the file is the current speculation. Looking into it more, we'll see. That file that I reproduced it in was large, to be fair. But guess who's got an excuse for large files? It's me, and you know what my excuse is? That I'm trying to push CodeRush to its limits. This is the file we reproduced the problem in. It's almost 10,000 lines of code. It's one of my favorites because it's almost 10,000 lines of code. Yeah. Dev is very responsive. That's nice. So size matters, says Coding Gorilla. Yeah, it does. It does. There's if you hear otherwise, you know, that is not the case. Yeah, so there's some, the devs are, I'm actively working with the devs right now to kind of hunt this down. They're just reporting it back to me because it's like a big deal. If it's widespread, it's a big deal. We have to fix it and get out fixed immediately. The running for Allen analyzers out of process. Okay, so we're looking into it. Okay. All right, that's what's happening actively, so it might be related to the issue. Okay, thanks a lot. Keep me updated. Yeah, I was like, what's going on? It was, the issue was, it's not like it is, essentially what happens is a dialog comes up and says, I'm working on something, and you can hit cancel to stop it, and it never ends. It never seemingly ends. It's up for like 3 minutes. And so it's not something that like, does, you know, horrendous damage or anything like that, but it's definitely something we want to fix. So anyway, that's what we're working on. That's what the devs are working on now. And hopefully we'll get a fix out for that tomorrow. That's my expectation. We'll get a hot fix out. Okay, so back to where we were on this. Let's get the steps to repro this and debug the repro. So if I change this like to torch, it correctly changes both of them. Here's torch. Right, they're both correctly changed. If I turn this off and turn it back on, it's correct. But if I turn off Inner Glow, or just maybe click on Inner Glow, it resets to whatever it was before. Remember that pattern right there, that kind of arcing down pattern. Let's come down here again, switch. Oh wait, what am I on? I'm on Glow, right? Torch is what I want. Come back up, click on Inner Glow. And it goes back. Switches. Looks like it's switching to fire. But you know what I think it's related to? I think it's when I click on Inner Glow, I think it's related to a response of this, where it changes to what it was supposed to be selected to, maybe? Let's go look at that. Let's go find that. So we've got select linked alternates. Let's go look at replace and do a tap to next reference on who's calling replace. I think it's in here. I think it's in here. Let's set a breakpoint right there and see what we get. So see what information we learn. Okay, back over here on Glow. I'm going to run it past this. I don't care about this one. Click it over here. Keep running past it. I don't care. Now I'm going to go to Torch. All right. So select correct alternate image layer. This is the Glow Torch. That's okay. I'm totally good with that because that's Glow Torch. Now I'm going to come up here and click on Inner Glow. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to click on Chains. Everything else is good. Now I'm going to click on Inner Glow, and now I think what's about to happen is there it is right there. So Fire didn't get is selected turned to false. We need to figure that out. That's what we need to figure that out. So Details is selected for Fire didn't get set to false. That's our core problem. Okay, so let's come back over here. Come back on Glow. Switch to Torch again. What's this layer? That's Glow Torch. That one's okay because it's just Glow. And oops, I already missed where I wanted a different breakpoint here. Select correct alternate layer. LB card layers, I think is what it's called. Selection change. The problem is occurring here. I think, yeah, it goes in here. Wait, is that right? It's not. It is not here. Sorry, this is the problem that we get. Hold on, it's down here. I'm just monitoring messages from our devs here. Select alternate. Oh, really? That's news. Wow. Okay, so it actually finishes gathering suggestions, but takes several minutes. That's what we're looking at. That's the problem. Interesting. Hold on, I have to type something in. All right. In control, when the key is pressed, VS gets all our analyzers and runs them on this large file and waits until all of the analyzers finish. Well, that's not good. Hopefully we'll figure it out. What was interesting is that when I was seeing it, it was different analyzers were reported as taking a long time each time I tried it. Maybe because previous one is completed, the new one was running. Oh, interesting. Let me tell you one more thing to my dev here. I have never seen this before in this file. This is new, and our dev thinks it is related to out-of-process running of analyzers in VS, which was added in recent updates. Okay, this may be a bigger issue to fix than we thought. Let me type in what I just said. This is where it runs all analyzers. Yeah. more challenging bug issue to fix. Inside this process, we do not have our settings and services initialized. Okay. So all our analyzers are being run. Oh, interesting. Even if some are turned off, that's interesting too. Okay. All right. Well, the good news is at least we're on it and we're looking at it. Okay. So somewhere in here, we set the details. Is it here? I feel like that's kind of where we need to be. If I'm just, looking at it slightly there. Okay. I want to back over here. I'm going to run past this one, run past this one. Now I'm going to click on torch. So we're looking at glow torch and what's happening inside of here. These are the alternates for this one. Okay. I think I need a second call to set details as selected from the alternate piece. Inside of set linked alternates, I think the fix select linked alternates comes back recursively and calls this. And I think the fix is this. I don't know for sure because I haven't looked at it closely enough, but I think that there's a chance that might do it. No, that was the active statement. Okay. Let's get out of it. Okay. Now let's try this. Let's try moving it right there. Okay. And here's the inner glow. Sweet. That's feeling good to me. I don't think we were getting that before. Now let's see what happens when we click on it. That's not good. There's the fire. Parsha, yeah. Hey, Parsha. Sorry, I had my eyes up here and over there, all over the place. Didn't see you there, Parsha. How you doing? Can you ask a question about Unity? You bet you can. I am not an expert at Unity, but I know a little bit about it. Ooh. Ask your question, Parsha. We'll see what we can do. Anyway, we're at inner glow fire here. I'm not sure what's going on with that. That's the selected item. Oh, because it's selected. So we did not get rid of that and turn that off. That's card image layer alternates. Did I miss that? Okay, hold on. So I think we're close. So that didn't work. Yeah, it switched back. Okay. There's torch. Let's look at the call stack here. Here's the selection changed right there where we go to torch. We kick it in. I'm going to set a breakpoint here. Inner glow, torch. Okay. Oh. That's my problem. That's my problem. I think I want to change this. to that. What's my bug here? I don't quite understand. Is it a variable capturing kind of thing? What's going on? What's going on? For each statement cannot operate on variables of type because alternates public definition into alternates.card layers. There it is right there. Okay. So and really I just need this here and that goes there. Now what's my problem? This looks like it's seeing something different here. If we zoom in on this, there's no dot in alternates. Wait, alternate card image layers. Yeah, it's like it's thinking it's something different. I think if I just hit F10, it's going to work. Yeah, okay. All right, that was it. Okay. So now, is this going to work? Let's see if that change fixes us. Wouldn't that be sweet? Inner glow. Now look, it's selecting torch. That's what I want it to be. I think it fixed it. That's better. So now I go to proton, and now I come back over to glow. Glow should now be proton. It is. It's selecting proton there. Neon. Inner glow is also neon. Sweet. They're in sync. We did it. Haha. Nice. Okay. I like the torch. The torch looks great. Cool. Okay. Bug fixed. I like that one. Let's go to our list of what we got to do. See what we want to do next on this. We've got randomization over in this space that's working pretty well. Let's see. Did I set all of these? We have a perf issue. Kind of think I want to go after that perf bug is what I want to do. Parsha's not following. Okay, here's the question from Parsha. Okay, I'm making a game for the first time in 2D. And so my player enters a box collider, which is a trigger. Guess what? I know enough to understand what you're saying so far. Hold on, I gotta start up an app here. All right, continuing to answer the question here. Let's see if we can bring this on screen. There it is right there. I programmed it so that when my player is in the box, you need to press F and then a dialogue starts. A dialogue. My problem is you need to press F several times before the dialogue pops up. Okay. So I guess my first question is, in what method are you checking for the F key being pressed? That's my first question. Is it in the update or is it in fixed update? And then secondarily, my second question is, where are you popping up the dialogue? I've never brought up dialogues inside of, when we say dialogue, the dialogue pops up. I think you mean a traditional dialogue. I've never done a dialogue in Unity. So, I can't really help you with that. But if you've got a code snippet that you can paste out into the world and get us a link, in update. So in update, and it pops up on the game. So update's the right place for that, for checking for the letter F. I think there's something in, so this is my hunch, right? I'm seeing no code at all, right? So it can't be anything more than a hunch. So the quality of this suggestion may be low. But my hunch is the issue is not where your eyes are looking. Oh, here we go. Just throw it right in here. Let's see what I can do with this. That's all right. Hold on. Let's see what we can do. Let's throw it out over here. See if we get some syntax going over here. We'll close the app down. Whoops. I wanted. Wait, hold on. Did I get it all? Here. for showing dialogue. We'll get it. Give me a sec. Oh, I like the code though. Right, I like that you've got a debug log here for working. All right. Okay. So if other game object compare tag player. Oh, I didn't know about this compare tag. All right, so cool. So if the other game object is the player and F, so F is the flag to show the, is that right? And show dialogue like that. That's what it looks like to me. F is the keyboard F. No, I don't think that's how it works. I think it's more like this. Isn't it something like, hold on a second. I've got a Unity project here. We're hunting a squirrel, kids, in case you're wondering what's going on. F is the keyboard F. I am not familiar with that in terms of getting it. Getting a key with just the letter F. Oh, I see it. I see it. Hold on. There it is right there. Answer to your question right there, design patterns. So we've got, there's the update call right there. And so we need to just do that right there. So F is equal to input. Yeah, I think I would do this. Here's your problem. This is your problem right here, I think. So you're saying F is equal, you're assigning it here to the result of get key down. And then you're saying if that's the case, then we say F is equal to true, right? But what we really want, the problem is that if it's false, F will be reassigned right here in this statement. You want to get rid of that, and then you do this. That's what I would do. And then down here, you set it to false, which we renamed yours to this. That was your problem. Your problem was right here. Does that make sense? Design Patterns has given me a thumbs up, I think, maybe. That's the problem. I think we all agree with that. Got it, Parsha? Oh, somebody's knocking at the door, kids. Who could be there? Who's there, Rory? Is
Hello.
that you? Got a visitor.
It is.
You know, there was a show here in the United States called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It was a big, really famous kids show. And it basically
vaguely aware.
It taught kids to love themselves, right? To not hate themselves, right? Basically saying, hey, you're good for just who you are, right? That was the essence of every episode. And in most episodes, there'd be the doorbell would ring, and Mr. Rogers would be like, who's that? Who's knocking at the door? Who is that out there? And it'd be some guest, another gentle person, like a mailman or a police officer or something like that.
Yeah.
Roy is in the house, and you got some bad A55 color coding for that. Oh my God! Yep. Thank you very much. This works, says Parsha. Look at that! I figured it out, kids. I figured it out. I'm not as bad as they say. I'm not as bad as they say.
Of course not. Not that anyone says you're bad.
Yeah. So anyway, the kids are figuring out that live coding shows are the best place to ask questions to help them out with their schoolwork, I think. That's my theory on what just happened, but maybe not.
That is entirely plausible.
You're welcome to do that, Parsha. I actually love looking at that. I love looking at problems like this. I just fixed a major bug before you got in. So even though Design Patterns was earlier thinking it's going to be a bad day, it's not bad. Although Excellent. I will tell you, we've had our first major code rush bug in, I want to say, years that I discovered this morning. And it impacts really long, big files. And it's due to recent, also in combination with recent changes on Visual Studio Team. And so I'm like that. So there's that also weighing down today. So even though we just fixed a major bug on the show, we have another major bug to fix. However, I've been in contact with the devs all morning on it, and it looks like they're in good shape. I gave them a reproducible case this morning, and and we're going to throw everything at it until we fix it. So
excellent.
The bad news is it doesn't look like it's a simple fix. It's due to recent architectural changes in Visual Studio, and I'm just like, just feeling like hit by the truck on that one. How are you doing? How's your day going?
I'm doing
right?
pretty good.
Yeah?
No, not bad at all. Just come out of office Christmas virtual Christmas party.
Oh, that's right.
Nobody can meet anybody.
You said you were going to be late. Oh, it was virtual. Well, that's good. It was virtual.
Yeah.
You know, in the States, man, things are going crazy with regards to death rates. It's like, it's insane and it's sad. And it's like, I totally blame the ineptitude of the government's response. The fact that the government didn't send a strong message coupled with misinformation, right? Where all of a sudden doing the right thing, like wearing a mask, became a political issue, right? So it's just like, and as a result, we're now, I think we're going to hit 4,000 deaths a day sometime between Christmas and New Year's, right? I think we're going to hit that. And we just crossed 3,000 a couple days ago. Sorry, go ahead.
What worries me is we seem to be in a kind of a post-factual kind of an existence, which,
Yes.
where experts in topics are inherently mistrusted almost because they're experts.
Exactly.
So,
that's just what they want you to hear.
Judged, tested,
Yeah.
and that's why we're going to do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
understand.
yeah, yeah.
It's the opposite of an enlightenment, isn't it?
Yeah, Freedom Dow says, what morons, right? Yeah, I believe, by the way, well, you say morons, but it's really your information source, right? If they had a strong sense or if they had a strong source of accurate information, I think you wouldn't see this problem. But I'm in Costa Rica. Design Patterns is asking. I'm in Costa Rica. Was in the States when Trump was elected. I was like, I'm not going to.
You had hair before that, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I'm in USA and I'm slightly terrified, to be honest. Yeah. So let's talk about this, because this is something I talk about with my wife, Karen, all the time, just watching what's going on. So we left because we saw basically a different kind of attitude projected from the White House that we were concerned was going to impact things that our children would see. That was ultimately why we left. Design Pattern says, family-friendly show? Guess not. Yeah, we might get out into we're in politics a little bit, not too bad, but I really want to talk, I don't want to talk about politics so much. I want to talk about what I consider a bigger threat than global warming, which I thought was the biggest deal we had to deal with, and that is misinformation. And it's a byproduct of two things. It's a byproduct of selling your news source. Your news source is essentially sponsored. So if I have a sponsored news source, right, then the goal of the news source is to keep people watching. So now, if you look at this, you compare a lot of the life, what life is like in Canada versus the United States, and generally life in Canada is much calmer. And I attribute this to the news source that they have there. Design Betters like Rory Ball jokes. Parsha says, I'm from Germany. We have a hard lockdown at the moment. Freedom DAO says, cannot agree more, coders. Thank you for speaking the truth of this issue. It's important. Well, I'm not done. Here it comes. So if I've sponsored news, then in order to keep people watching, that's my secondary goal. I have two goals. One is to get the news out, be better than my competing news, but also to get ratings, right? And to get ratings, I need to be sensational. Which is why in the United States, it's a joke, because what I'm telling you is both a joke and really happens. It goes like this. In the afternoon, there'll be somebody from the news and they'll say something to the effect of, something in your house can kill you. Tune in at 11 to find out. Right? Like that. Right? It's like sensational threat.
And now you're basically in fear of the thing, and I must know.
Yes.
Because safety.
So you tune in.
As it turns out, the thing that can kill you is a knife in your drawer that's perfectly safe if you leave it in the drawer or indeed use it correctly.
Well, here's the thing. The other thing too, this topic is huge. But Karen and I also another topic we talk about is emotional design. Karen's taking getting her design master's degree in design and instructional design. And emotional design is a component of design which basically says we're looking to trigger an emotion of delight, essentially, right, in the user, so that when you open up the box on your iPhone, it just slides up perfectly. And when you look inside, you see the phone, and it's easy to just put your finger in that little indentation and lift it up like that. Must go but one question. When do you usually stream? Like to join again. So it's essentially at this time, When's
Mark's been on for just over an hour, right?
Yeah, I've been going on for a little over an hour. So about an hour ago, I start the stream, usually in the mornings, Tuesdays through Saturdays. On Friday and Saturday, Parsha, we are doing Unity coding, specifically in Unity. So check us out. So designing emotional design is all focused on evoking delight, but it's occurred to me that sensational news
there's gotta be an
channels,
opposing version of that, right?
yes, they design for another emotion, which is fear and anger. That's what they're going for, because those are bringing back folks, and it's sensational. Also, I said there were two things. One is sponsored news source. There's another part of it, and it's the algorithms that large companies, well, think about it. You've got YouTube. What's YouTube do? They give you videos essentially for free, right? Mm-hmm. What does Facebook do? They give you connections with your friends for free, right? Same thing with Instagram, right? So you've got all of these free sources. Where are they getting their money? From advertising. So we've got a sponsored communication connection. Well, the key to sponsorship, just like sponsored news, is to keep people there, watching, scrolling, right? Keep them on your app, right? Well, who decides what to show? Algorithms do, because it's way easier to create an algorithm that gets me to watch more, right? Checks to see what's going on. So I use machine learning.
The problem is that the more you watch, the more desensitized to what you're watching you become, and you need a bigger hit. And I use the term hit because
that's not the biggest problem, though.
That downside of drugs. You need something bigger and worse and more intense.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you, Roy.
Go to either a darker place or a really hysterically happy place.
That's not the most insidious problem, though. The most insidious problem is that the machine learning is really good at finding out what keeps you watching. And what keeps you watching are sensational things. There was a story a couple months ago about people started noticing that YouTube was sending young white men to right-wing racist YouTube videos. It was offering those up, serving those up more.
Wow.
Why? Only one reason. It's going to serve a video to you because it thinks it's going to make you watch longer. Right? So the algorithms are geared towards sensationalized information. Now, if regular information isn't sensational, what is? It's misinformation. And that's the problem. So I think the bigger problem than global warming that we have right now is misinformation. And I think it's going to lead to the falling of democracies, right? If you look at how Trump won, there was, in 2016, there was a concerted effort that was directed on Facebook, for example, right? Where people were targeted, where ads were created for groups of people based on what they were posting out there, right? What their likelihood was to vote yes or no. The whole point of advertising is to change behavior, right?
True.
So, yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Freedom. Misinformation is the largest threat to humanity's sustainability. If we lose, the problem with losing democracy, right? The problem with losing a solid information source is essentially, like you're seeing right now in COVID, right? We're approaching 4,000 deaths a day in the United States. So you have death as one of your problems, right? When you lose democracy, right, you get a greater gap between the marginalized many, the masses, and the few who are in charge, right? So democracy is really key to lifestyle that's a humane lifestyle for most of the people on the planet. When you have wealth disparity, wealth gaps, and a gap between whether who's marginalized and who's not, right? It's much more expensive to be poor than it is to be rich. That's the other piece on that. So, Cal Vega says democracy is the best. Yeah, so that's like, normally I don't dump like that. Normally it's just not a political show. But I'm telling you, misinformation is somehow somebody triggered me. I don't know how it was. It was Squirrel. They were like, misinformation, what do you think about that, Mark? And I was like, like that. So cool. All right, let's go look at our list.
Well, so there is a potential solution to that, though, misinformation. And that's to have a healthy dose of skepticism. Not a huge dumping ground of skepticism, because that's going too far the other way. But if you hear something on the news, try and find a source yourself for it. Try and prove that it's actually true. Not everything.
Well, I've been saying for a couple of years now that I would change basic core curriculum for all students worldwide if I had the ability to do this. So, they talk in the United States, they say, reading, writing, and arithmetic is what they say. They're the core pieces you've got to learn. I would add into their skepticism or critical thinking as a course
for the win.
Right? So you are trained, right? Because here's the thing. There's no way you are going to win. And when I say you, I mean you, your family. Let's say you have kids, the kids grow up and they're exposed to these free sources of information. There's no way you're going to win against the algorithms. This is how Skynet comes, right? It comes in this form and it will destroy us. Oh man, listen to me, Rory. It will destroy us. It will destroy what we know as humane. It will. How come they don't teach computer programming at K-12 level like they do in India? In India, they teach programming in like middle school. Yeah, I'm not. Well, if you're talking about the United States, I don't have any clues on that. There's so many wackadoos all over the place in making decisions for others. It's I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get control of it or not. But it's stunning. And it's like one of these things where I'm like, oh my God, when I started realizing all of this, which has only been in the last month or two, right? When I started seeing all the pieces of the equation, I started realizing, oh no, it's like a tsunami coming at us. Yeah. And there's really not anything we can do. Anything we do is going to be way too late. Right? If we're not right now talking about the problem, if we're not talking about ways to legislate misinformation, right? How do we control the accuracy? We're not, let's see what's going on here. When we lose the AI rights to China because China is not restricted by privacy laws. They used to teach ASCII art and HTML stuff when I was in school in 2002.
That's
Freedom,
cool.
That's in US, Freedom DAO. Vega, when we lose the AI race to China because China is not restricted, or will we lose the AI race to China? Yeah, Freedom's in South Carolina. Will we lose the AI race to China because China is not restricted by privacy laws? I don't necessarily think so. I think AI race is not at all a clear start and ending point.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not one track. There's a lot of different tracks for AI, and if you're talking about general AI, where we're just kind of getting something that exceeds human capacity and intelligence, I think that that's kind of cool. Google's working on AI to too long didn't read news articles. Yeah, I think there's a lot of companies working on AI, and again though, the problem again is though that I think it's going to be too late. I think governments who have the ability to actually do something, to impose a law or some sort of restriction or some sort of incentives against misinformation. I was thinking, I had an idea the other day where I was like, oh, you just charge, you have a reputation, right? And if your reputation is brand new, your rates for advertising are taxed heavily.
Yeah.
And if your reputation is solid, your tax rates are really low. So it costs you way more to say something false than to say something true. That's kind of what I was thinking. Kind of an interesting idea.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah. TLDR is part of the problem as well. People need to read full context and challenge sources themselves. I do, yeah. This is a tough problem. It is. I'll tell you this, with my kids, since they were young, I've been saying, what's your source on that? Right? So yeah. I've been teaching them that. AI is irrelevant. Quantum supremacy is the critical factor. That's interesting too. If I had more time and I was a relaxed guy, I would do quantum computing. Because quantum computing strikes me as, that's kind of a chill thing to do. I'm probably totally wrong. I know. The thing that's crazy, mind-blowing about quantum
chill thing to do.
Computing is that, do you know the program has to be the same forwards and backwards, Rory, for quantum computing? Yes. That's my understanding, is that it has to be the same forwards and backwards. It has to be able to run in reverse, is my understanding. When I saw that, I was like, just like that. I don't know. Let's verify that. Let's get a second source on that. Is it true that quantum compute programs run in reverse? Because my source was one person standing in front of me. Tells the computer to run backwards. Wait. Reverse time. Oh, that's cool. Make time run backwards. That's not what I'm looking for, though. Let's throw out the word time. I'm curious now about quantum. Recent develops reverse execution. You can always reverse the output vector in reverse. Concepts in computer programming. Let's see what we got here. Oh, maybe I'm thinking maybe I won't find it. Let's see. Only one in reverse order. Nope. Well, maybe I'm wrong. So maybe I don't quite understand it. That's absolutely.
So are you talking formulaically, like it should be able to take an input and give an output, and then that output will be reversed and give the input again? Or are you talking about the instructions, so like a word with
I'm talking about the first one. I'm talking about the first one, where whatever you give it at the beginning, whatever it gets to the end, it's got to be able to go reverse and get that back. That's
a reversible program. So the steps don't sort of coalesce.
Yeah.
So you try to go 1 + 1, you get 2. You can't take 2 and get the 2 ones out again unless you know the precise operation that was.
Yeah. So you kind of have to somehow you've got to have a function that the add +1 when reversed it does a subtract. I guess is what it is.
Each operation must inherently be reversible as well.
That's my understanding, but I didn't get enough hits to justify it. So take that with a grain of salt. We're talking a matter that can sustain the pressures of
talking about
speed.
Faster than light travel. As I understand it, exponential levels of energy, not likely to happen. Yeah,
that's my understanding as well. Is that, and not only that, mass increases as well.
Yeah.
Right? So you get, there's a social media with a source ranker bar attached to your friends list. They rank the news article from 1 to 100 for truth and accuracy. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
It comes down to circular trust logic, doesn't it?
Right.
So it's all very well for somebody to say, I trust this, but unless you trust their opinion on that, then it's difficult for you to get a grasp on that. And the problem with that is that you tend to find yourself in an echo chamber of people who think like you do in the first place. And you can very easily convince yourself that the whole world thinks like this.
Yeah.
And you could just have this tiny little bubble in your corner of the world.
Yeah.
So exposing yourself to contrary opinions can be a very useful thing as well.
Yeah, I think it's not bad. It's definitely not bad, especially if you're getting all your source from a sponsored news source, right? All info is.
Don't take our word for it. Go check other people out too.
What'd you say? Yeah, there you go. Get other sources, but don't take my word for it. See what Roy says. Technically, something can be true while someone says it's false, and it ends up being false. Yeah, I know. It's not my favorite.
Life is complicated.
Of course, you can be actively convinced of what you saw based on your POV. Yeah, no, I get you. I get your design patterns. It's like, which is why also sometimes my kids are in a fight. I'm like, yeah, I think you're both right. I think you both are telling me what you're seeing, right? And you're both seeing it as true, even though they're looking at me like, what? So, what about the issue of censorship? Yeah, no, I don't think we need censorship, Calvega, but I think we need a reliable source to be able to attribute the truthfulness of something. How reliable, or a reliable source to rate the reliability of someone. I'm not sure.
Reliability, I think, is possibly more important than truth, because what you can have is somebody who is utterly convinced and is being truthful about the fact that they believe something to be the case, but they just aren't qualified enough to make that decision.
Yeah.
Right. But they'll be perfectly truthful because they do believe this to be the case.
Yeah. Yeah. Freedom raises an interesting point here. That's one theory, that everyone's friends list consists of a centralized thought pattern. But in my experience, a lot of times people do have diverse friends groups. It's up to the person at that point. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. Freedom also says just having a few dozen other eyes to read something exposes lies quite easily. Yeah, I think that's true. I think in general that's true. All right. Let's see if we can get some code written. I'm happy to talk about this more if you guys want to.
Yes.
It's like my therapy session, I suppose, for the day. Let's start the app.
What are we coding, Mark? What are we doing?
Let's see what we're doing.
When last last I was on the show, we had produced mechanic to randomly vary a card
Right.
in several aspects. And we had added the facility for some of those aspects or some of those pieces to be potentially not there in order to add to the breadth of random effectively that would apply.
Yeah. I'm in WPF, Calvega. He's asking there. Design Pattern says there were many people who worked on the Challenger and none mentioned the issues with their O-ring. That's not true. Someone actually mentioned it, but they mentioned it in a way that was not compelling. It was in a table or a chart. Edward Tufte brings it up. Let me see if I can get you a source on this right here, because it's always good to be able to say, if you're going to tell somebody, wait, I have different information than that. Edward Tufte, Challenger report, maybe? Let's see what we get here. Let's get his name in quotes just to make sure we're not getting any extra.
Also a link there, Tuft and the Truth About Challenger. 4th one down. Don't know if that's what you're thinking of.
Here we go. Do we get a picture of it? Conclusions. Readable, makes a great companion to his book. It tells cautionary tale oversimplifying arguments. The context of the data must also be understood to see the correct representation. So I wish you had a link to the actual picture. Well, we got a... Oh no, that's just a Wikipedia article on that. I'm not seeing a link on it. Learned a lot from that accident, also from the Apollo 1 mission. Only took one person and they thought, and they could not fight the mob think. Yep. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's like, that's also why, by the way, so related to that, when we were first forming the Code Rush team at Dev Express, one of the things I said anybody gets the ability to stop a shipping.
Yeah.
Stop us going live. Anybody gets to say anything and nobody gives them any hard time for that at all. Anybody gets to stop it. And that's happened, where we've done that. Usually it's been, by consensus. There's one time where I disagreeing with people and I said, nope, we're stopping it right now and we're going to fix this. That's happened sometimes. ET on Columbia evidence. We got this in here. It's unfortunately, I think, in his book. I can't find the picture from his book. It's in. I think it's in. Is it in Visual Explanations? PowerPoint is rocket science. Let's see what's going over here. Is this it? Here we go. This is your link. Take a look at this. I think this is going to change your mind about nobody spoke up. Somebody kind of did. You don't have shareholders, LOL. That's a good practice, though. Sometimes a similar thing happened with Columbia. They could have taken photos of the craft in space and exposed a giant hole. Interesting. Yeah, super interesting. Okay, so anyway, that's all that. All right, so here's where we are, Rory. We have the ability to randomize. I haven't done any random stuff here. We've got that perf issue. I kind of am feeling like going after the perf issue is what I'm thinking like.
Okay.
But I did do this. One of the things that I did that's cool is I now have the ability. So Glow has these different options, right? And Glow only is really, if I turn this off, it's only this outside piece, but it's also impacting inner glow up here. So what I've done is I've made it so that if we choose one here, I've linked it up to the same ones here. So this inner glow's got the same one. So if I choose Zap, it'll go choose Zap on both of those. So now when you come back and click on Glow, wait, that switched to Wormhole. Do I have a bug? Inner glow, this should go to Zap. I really don't want a bug right now. Well, that was the bug we fixed. But we only fixed it in one direction, not the other, apparently. All right, that's what we can do. Dang, 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 dang. I'm going to give you zoinks right there. All right, let's see what the steps are to reproduce. We'll go after the bug. If I click on Zap here, I click on Replicant. Inner glow is good. So inner glow seems to follow it. Let's go to Zap. And inner glow is now at, inner glow goes to zap, wormhole when it's at zap. There's a problem with zap. That's really interesting. If I go to fire, glow is on fire. If I go to ghost, glow's on ghost. I can tell it's still selected. It looks like there's no change, but there is. I can prove it by clicking away and clicking back. If I go to lightning, inner glow's on lightning. Is it because it's the last entry? Nebula's in sync. Neon, Patronus. It's the last one, I think. Okay, so let's go figure out that. Replicant, torch. That hopefully shouldn't be so hard to do. Velocity. And I think it's the last one. Wormhole is wormhole, and zap does not switch that over. What's really interesting, if we go to fire, oh wow, fire didn't get switched up here. Or maybe, wait, hold on, fire? Okay, did it get switched that time? It did, okay. Now let's go to zap and click on glow. This is really interesting, Rory. Do you see that? It's not that it's keeping the old entry, it's going to freaking wormhole. Instead of zap, which indicates hey, I'm removing it, adding it kind of thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which I think is happening a bit, but it shouldn't happen in the list. If all the, hold on, I'm missing some stuff. Potentially the solution could be tailored for safety-related things. Say you could have a list ranking of engineers versus corporate. Oh, I like that. Whatever else. Right, a reputation ranking. I like that. Ooh. If all the engineers say don't fly and all the corps say fly, we can probably assume something is bad. Yeah. Kind of like with global warming. I mean, we have a giant list of scientists who believe in it and a giant list of politicians who don't. Smart people make up our own minds what's real or BS. Yeah.
That's quite good because you're now tailoring the knowledge. You're saying, well, okay, not just this person says this and I believe it because of that, but in context of what do we believe their motivation is? Are they politician? Are they engineer? Are they scientist? Are they layman or some other skill set that impacts and gives context to their opinion?
Yeah,
That's
I
quite
agree.
good.
Let me add this over to my...
We appear to have a couple of new people in the chat room, so let me give a bit of background on what we're doing. Mark has an additional channel, Dragon Humpers, which I think is Wednesday nights and
Sunday nights. There you go. I put it out in the chat room.
On this with several other guests, should we say. It's live comedy Dungeons and Dragons, kind of like, we like to say it's kind of the ESPN of Dungeons and Dragons. So lots of automated stuff, lots of graphics, wonderful dice rolls of the dragons, and the system itself knows when spells are cast, what those effects are, and can actually render sort of impressions on screen.
9 plus 8.
All sorts of clever stuff going on.
Whoa, slashing
And the people that
damage.
join Mark on this show are, I guess you say, actors, comedians, and they're not exactly paid at the moment. They're just doing it for the fun, for the lols.
I'm going to roll it.
So Mark,
Rolling a
great idea
persuasion.
just to allow for the chat room to sort of donate cash in a sense, and to purchase cards, which can then be used to have an effect on the ongoing proceedings.
Success!
Make some really snazzy cards.
That's what we're
that's
doing.
what we're. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're going to. It's important to understand that these are going to be static cards. That is to say, once they're generated, they are a single picture. So the question that came up in the chat room: can they be holographic? That's going to involve a kind of a motion or an animation necessity, I would imagine. Yeah. And therefore, I would discount that from being likely.
I'm not going to do
instance.
that. I'm not going to do that also because I'm going to have like hundreds of these cards, and which means a lot of resources already just to be able to load all those up and.
That's right. So we've got a card builder of sorts here, and what we do is we have a back, we have a foreground, we have a placeholder, we have an icon, we have pieces off the sides, and we have alternate versions of several of these. And the idea is to say, within certain limits, just go nuts, go random on some of these things. Okay,
yeah.
but too dark or not too light or not too far left and right, and the ability will be for us to generate, as Mark says, hundreds of these cards, just for the sort of real stylish kind of effect that they can have.
Yeah, that have a different look is kind of what we're doing here. I'm finding that the Y position of that snake is just a little too low. I'm going to bring it up a bit, like there. I'm going to set that now as the max point for that. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. You kind of get a sense of the different looks of the different cards that we can kind of create here, that are out here. That's kind of what's going on.
And the nice thing is that because we're compositing these from various pieces, the number of pieces multiplies the number of combinations that much more. So actually we're being quite resource efficient in the way we're doing it. We're trying to be anyway.
Yeah.
Compared to the number of cards that we could have the system spit out.
Yeah. So I think that's good. I think that's all good. So I still want to look after this bug here. There was another thing that happened. I don't think I can reproduce it, but changes to here did nothing at one point. And I was like, what? So it's like, here's the thing, guys. I really like to find bugs and get rid of them. So I know that my foundation is solid. That's what I like to do, and I'm not getting that feeling here now with this. And I really want, since we're kind of fresh on it, I want to go after it, even though it's kind of technically another bug. The other thing that's interesting here, yeah. So here we've got it. So this is changing. The selected layer is changing, Interglow Lightning, but I'm not seeing any update over here, right?
Right.
What if you make them GIFs like newspaper and Harry Potter? Or you're going to have to look back your stream whenever you stop streaming to replicate your bug. Yeah, that might be an issue too. So we got a bug right here. If I turn it off, turn it on, it's like this one's off. Oh, it is on. But I don't see it. I don't see any evidence that glow is on. Well, it's that. Is it because of, let's turn these off. Hue shift, saturation. Okay. But it's not changing it. That's really interesting and weird. In that, if I click away and come back, is it changing it now? Now it's changing it. Clearly,
Now
we can
it is,
see
yeah.
see it change, but it's not changing the other one.
So when it broke just now, when you were moving between various items and it was not visually changing, I wonder was the data changing? I.e., when you moved away and came back, had it changed?
Yeah,
relative to where it started.
There was evidence the data was changing because this was changing right here.
Gotcha.
That was changing. So I was getting that, and I was seeing. No, I wasn't seeing anything else though. Okay, so now we got another problem. The other one's not changing. We got to figure out why that's not changing. So let's go look into it. I think I've got my LB alternate selection changed. Here's where we pick a different one. All right. There we go. Good. Now we're going to go select nebula, select alternate. False, false, false. Now this is true. So far we've basically replaced the layer, selected layer glow lightning with glow nebula. So now what we're looking for is to go find inner layer lightning and replace it with inner layer nebula. That's what we're trying to do next. Card layer selected item is this. I want to set a breakpoint here and I want to step into this, see if we get anything. Yeah, so we get in here. Selection change. We're reassigning the data context here for all of the pieces for the new glow nebula. So we're going to select correct alternate image layer. Now I almost think, look, if our call stack is coming from here, selecting alternate is set to true. I'm almost thinking, you know what? We don't need to do this next step. Let's go back to where we were. I don't think we needed to select it. Let's double check what's happening in here. Select correct alternate image layer. This just checks to see if it's which one is selected, and then does a card replace. At this point, I'm pretty sure it's already happened. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, hey, look, if we're not selecting it, then we're gonna come in this space right here and do that. All right, where are we? Where's the, I think we're there. Let's come back up over here. Did I call begin update already? I might be in trouble. Yeah, I think I did. That edit and continue is just now I got into a bad place with it. I might have to, I'm going to come down here. Can I come down here? All right. I bet I can do this though. Oh, I bet I can come, shoot. Oh, I got out of there. All right, let's do this instead. Where is, let's go find begin update. Is it there? Internal change count? I think that's what I need to change.
Yeah.
Just in case. Let's set a breakpoint here and see if we get there anytime soon. Okay. We're already 1. Let's change it to 0. Okay. Run. All right.
That feels
now,
good.
Let's go disable all our breakpoints for a second. Let's see what we got. Still nothing's changing. So we got to go figure out why it's not changing. It's going to be one of these. Select a link to alternates right there. Okay, so I should have paid attention to what let's run it and pay attention. I'm on Torch and I'm going to go select, Neon is the one that's selected on the inside. So I'm going to select Lightning. Okay, so we're going from Torch to Lightning. So right now we're on the Glow. That's the one that's currently selected. So we're going to go through all of these and we're going to at some point reach here, which and actually I want to reach there is where I'm expecting to reach. Let's clear this breakpoint and see which one of these do we get. Good. So we found an alternate cousin. So we were on Glow dash Lightning. See up at the top, right at the top, right up there. And now we found Inner Glow Lightning. So we found something with the same secondary name or sub name. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
All right, now we're going to go through those card layers, and we're expecting to get in here to set selected true. We still got this breakpoint down here. Let's clear this and run it. Okay, so we do find one. Inner Glow, good. That's what I'm expecting. Select alternate. What's going on in here? Here we're replacing Inner Glow Fire with the Inner Glow Lightning. So it's interesting, Inner Glow Fire, I thought that was not Fire, I thought it was Neon that was selected on the inner one. I wonder if that's related to the problem.
Mark, if you jump one back out, you were in a nested 4 each. There were 2 and your breakpoint was outside.
Hold on, let me jump back out for you. Let's get back out.
I'm not saying that's definitely
It was out of this one.
It
was out of this one. It was here.
You're in a 4 each from line 896, but you're also in a 4 each from 887. And if you F5'd, you wouldn't necessarily have hit the breakpoint. You could have gone several iterations in the outer one.
Oh, I see. I see what you're worried about.
So I'm just saying,
gotcha.
You may not be where you think you are. That's
I got you. No, that's a good point.
Though.
I'm pretty sure I am where I want to be, though. Let's see if we can get any assistance here. Nothing on this. Do I have to go in my call stack and get back out to here? What are we in? There it is right there. Okay, so Inner Glow. Inner Glow Fire is... we found it. Display name is Inner Glow. Wait. The alternate cousin, Lightning, Lightning. So the alternate name here is Lightning. So that's what's currently... hold on a second. No, I think we're okay there. All right. Yeah. So Interglow Lightning, we found it. Display name is equal to display name to match. Let's figure this out. Display name to match. Yeah. Okay, I see it. Interglow Lightning. Select alternate. I'm worried about this code and my understanding of what's happening here. I'm worried about this. At first I thought this code was right, but I think I want to come back up here and I want to step through it again is what I want to do if I can. Let's kind of keep going until I get out of here. Let's clear this, clear that. I'm just going to come back into this is what I'm going to do. So go back to torch on the outside. So we got torch on the inside, but not on the outside, not selected. Inner glow does show torch as selected.
Yeah.
That's not good. Inner glow is not changing at all. There may be a different problem here. I can turn it off, but it's not changing at all.
Yes, the effect is not altering, but as you say before, the inner glow, the title is changing to reflect the understanding that you have in fact clicked something.
Yes, it is. And if I go to torch and I turn it off and turn it on, it's still showing the old one. All right, so let's figure out that. That's going to be an alternate selection change. Put that breakpoint right there. And let's do it. There's Proton. Select alternate. Okay, card layer manager, replace Interglow Torch with Interglow Proton. I wonder... I have a theory.
Yeah.
My theory is the selected layer is Interglow Torch. That's false. Let's go. Let's kind of let's drill into this. See if I can do a quick watch on this thing. Selected layer alternates. Card layers. So these are all the art alternates, is what these are. I want to see if details dot is selected is true on any of these, is what I want to do. Actually, this is not going to work here. What I want to do, it's just going to be too much drilling. What I want to do is I want to say selected layer dot alternates. I want to do a for each on that. Nope. Hold on. This dot card layers. Now do a for each on that. And then I want to say, hey, if this dot details dot is selected, then I want to do a break. So let's come back up here and let's run it. Hold on. I wanted to start here. There we go. All right, now run it. All right, so we found one. Torch. Is there a second? There's not. Okay, I was thinking maybe there's a second one selected. All right, but there's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good there.
Worth checking that.
And we're setting the new layer details to true. So just to confirm, we're going from Interglow Torch to Interglow Proton. That feels right. Now we're going in through and checking to see if, well, this is we're expecting this to fail. There's no children in there because we're not removing it and we're not inserting the new image. So I think we never get here, but we get down here. Let's run it. That's my problem. So the child canvas has lost, the image matches is failing.
Okay.
Which means this image is changing. This image has changed and not replaced itself, is what's happened. It's not replaced itself inside of the canvas. So we have an old image because we're just doing a reference there. What I think I want to do instead is look for the creation of this right here. It's only created in one place, pretty sure. Let's just do a full loop of tab to next reference here, see where it's used. Yeah, it's only created in that one spot. So here where it's created, let's set a breakpoint here. We're in the card image layer. Let's run. Oh, cool. We got a creation right now. And I want to say image.tag. Like I said, equal to the file name.
Yeah. So now you're gonna base the decision off some absolute data rather than the abstract notion built around it. So
Right.
the visualization of the image, which could be different if you kept replacing it by keeping the same image, would not compare equal. But the name of the file used as the basis for that would compare equal.
Yeah, I'm going to use the layer name instead of the file name. The reason why is because of this block of code right here. There's a file override potential for certain layers where I can grab, it's a placeholder. But I'm going to make the tag equal to the layer name, like this. And I'm going to change that code up. So in case this ever happens again, we're going to change image matches, is what we're going to do. And I think, well, since I've got it here, I'm going to come in and say, I don't think I'll be able to fix it here. I think I have, let's see, we created a template called FN for if not, and it's going to do some typecasting. And I think I have FE as a template, a shortcut for framework element. So now I can just type in UI element right there. And so now I got my nice framework element piece right here. We'll say return false right there. And then I'm going to come in here. And the reason I need to do that is because framework element has tag and I don't think UI element does.
Right.
Tag is equal to layer name. Guess I'll typecast this as a string. Is that going to help? That looks like it's going to help.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not sure this is going to fix it existing. There's a chance. I'm unable to cast. The tag on this is a front texture. Am I already setting the tag? Oh shoot, I am. Right there. Okay, hold on. So that's not going to work. But maybe I can get to this. I'm setting the tag of the image. Okay, so let's do this instead. All right, and we're going to get there. So now we got the tag. And now I can come in and I can do, you go away. I can use that same template. So it's FN. And now I can do a, / which you'll use the class name we're in. Because I think it's a card image layer.
Okay.
And then we're going to come in here and return false as well. Let's go see what happens with that. And then we're going to come down and say return card image layer dot layer name equals layer name.
Okay, yeah.
That's kind of what I'm playing with. All right, so let's see what happens with the code. Can we step through this? And it looks like that works. Or at least looks like that code is at least compiling. I've got my breakpoint here to see if I'm ever going to trigger that or not. I don't know if I will or not. Ooh, it looks like I might be. That maybe fixed it.
There you go.
Okay, fixed it. Oh, we were not in sync. Now we're in sync. I think it gets out. It could get out of sync, and then once it's out of sync, it can't get back until it gets back. Did you see that? Nothing was changing until I managed to hit the right one. Now I'm in Zap. What's Glow at? Glow says it's a wormhole, so we still have that one bug left. Right?
Okay.
Go to Zap, and it gets. It only switches to wormhole, but I think it's related to this and this and this. I think it's this code here. That's kind of what my gut is on that. And now, wait, oh, we're broken?
Wow.
I'm sorry, Rory. This is like not your favorite. I know you'd like to have small bugs, easy to fix bugs.
Well, the difficulty is in the reproduction, right? Starting with a very fixed point, taking very few steps, and declaring this doesn't work the way we want it to, and then being able to replay that with small changes. And it's difficult because there's a couple things at play this time by the look of it.
Yeah, I think. Here's what I think. So we seem to break when we get to zap. Everything else seems to be in sync, and I can switch back and forth, and everything stays in sync. It's zap the last one. That just seems to give us trouble. My hunch is it's in this space because I'm doing a remove at followed by an insert and another one here. And I'm thinking, could that be related? Because this is kind of really strikes me as code that's at risk for if it's the last one. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Let's see what happens. I'm going to click on zap on inner glow. So I've got inner glow up here selected. Clicking on zap. Let me just run and see how many times this is called. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. Is it 12? 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I think I've got a problem, Rory.
This seems a little excessive.
I'm going to go with you on that one. I think it's excessive. Let's bring up the call stack. See where we're coming from. Where's the place called from? Well, we're going through all the alternate card layers. Select correct alternate image layer. So we're doing that. Wait a second. Card layer managers, card layers count.
So it's layers multiplied by alternates at the moment.
Yeah, this is a one-time shot in. Card image layer alternates. Yeah. So this is kind of true. So for every single one of these, we're going to go in. So these card layers are all the layers for the card itself.
Yeah.
One of those layers may have alternate layers, and that's when that's what's going on in here. So
So maybe it's not that many.
Well, I don't know why. It seems like it was 3 times. It seems like we're calling it an extra time for sure, at least. We really only need to call it 1. We need to check to make sure it's not the same as the one we're already changing. And I think this is load new style. So this is load new style. I don't think we're coming from there. All right, we got the breakpoint, I think. Let's see if we have it. Okay, so replace is coming from selection changed. Select alternate. So we just got 1 call in here. Let's see how many times. Let's just run it until now already. We've now gone from select alternate to select linked alternates, which then goes back into select alternate again, calling replace again on it. Placing glow fire with glow wormhole. I should have watched and paid attention to what I was doing. Let's disable breakpoints a second here. So we've got this. You know what I've just now decided in this moment? I don't think I'm brilliant at debugging.
No?
No. That's what I think. I'm not brilliant. All right, so because I would have said, what's the context? I would have held that in my head and said, here's the context. We're about to do that now. Here's the context. We've got inner glow selected, wormhole. Yep. All of these are working. That's our 0 out point. I'm about to click on zap. Before I do that, I want to come in here, enable all breakpoints, and we're clicking on zap, inner glow, wormhole to zap. That's what we're doing. We don't need this. All right, we get a first call of replace inner glow wormhole with, I hope it's inner glow zap. Good. That one's good. Let's just step through and see what happens here though. Set a breakpoint here and there. Okay, so what's I? I is 9. Children has a count of 17. All right, so removing a 9 should be no problem. And likewise, inserting a 9 should be no problem. And this index of existing is 7. And so that should all be fine and working too. Card layers count as 15. No worries there.
Yep.
That's all good. This is an old breakpoint that was disabled a long time ago. All right. Now we're changing glow fire with glow zap. We were on wormhole.
We
We're wormhole, not fire.
So where's fire come from?
I was going to ask you, Rory. What happened with that? Selected layers glow fire. Select alternate image layer. Okay, I think we're overcalling from here. So this is my... So I want to set a breakpoint here and just run to that breakpoint. What do we got here? Now we're going glow coast. Yeah, this is all wrong, I think. I think it's more like this. This piece is not the piece. This was my hunch when I saw this before, but I think the code looks like this. Alternate image layer dot what is it? Is it alternate name? Is it display name? Is it layer name? What's my layer name on here? This is glow ghost. That's the whole thing. Display name, alternate name is zap. Yeah, I feel like the problem is in these 3 lines of code. It's in that space. That's what I'm...
If you are overcalling already, then adding any kind of an OR in there is just going to increase, if anything, the number of calls that are being made.
I got it. I got you covered right there.
Cool.
So what do we got? We are going in here. The new alternate layer is inner glow zap. So now we're finding glow.
So glow matches, but alternate
zap.
name does not match in this case.
Wait, do I
so
want
it
it
will
to
not call?
Yeah, I want it.
Saying on this current iteration with this current code will skip that particular select alternate. We will call it less than we were before.
So glow zap. Well, hold on. Glow zap is right there. Hold on. Wait. I gotta get to what is the one we're going from? The card.
I thought you went from wormhole.
Oh, hold on. It's
zap.
in card image layer. So card image layer is already selected at zap. Okay. So hold on a second. The property link has the link of all the layers that it's linked, all the card image layers that are linked to it. These layers. It's going to get the display name of that one, which is it's currently glow. That's right there. This is the zap we're in. So we're in zap right here. And card image layer is so we found the alternate cousin. Once we found the alternate cousin, card image layer dot alternates dot card layers. These are the cousin layers. Let me do this. Let me introduce a local here. Is it going to be able to do this at this point? I think I got to get out of the block. I may have to run until we get out of here. I want to make this code a little easier to read so I can understand it. This is a technique my 10-year-old son taught me, and that's to go like this. So we see these are the alternate cousins right here. Alternate cousin layers like that. So we're going to say alternate cousin like this. So so an alternate cousin is something in the form of like if we are setting to glow dash torch and alternate cousin might be named inner glow. dash torch.
Okay.
Like that. Okay. And so we've got those alternative cousins. Then I'm not sure why we're going through all of them. We're going through all of those layers, checking to see if the display. This is the part that I'm like, wait, why do I even be checking here? Because I kind of feel like the display name for all of these will already have been satisfied up here. I don't think that's the right thing to ask for right there.
Okay.
I think that's wrong. I think
it's overcomplicating things because it's always true.
Yeah, I think this is the right code we want right here. It's the alternate name is equal to that, then we select the alternate. I think that solves it. That's my sense. Let's run it and see what happens. Okay, so now what do we got? The alternate cousin is glow zap. The layer that's coming in is inner glow zap. That's good. And we want to select the alternate cousin, which is it. This is not good though. The alternate cousin is glow zap. The card image layer is, or does that mean it's already the same one? I think it means it's already been selected.
It might have already been through here.
Yeah, and so we're out. Okay. And how many times did we hit this? We only hit it twice that time. Let's come back up here again. Replace. 2, 3. 3 times we get in there. Okay. Let's disable the breakpoints a second. Get ourselves zeroed out again. All right. Oh. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. Did we seriously break it with that change? Was my old code right? I'm not even getting here. Nothing is changing now.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get here once, twice, 3 times. I don't know, Roy. I think it's like, is there something else we can do with our time today? Like play tennis? What's going on? Oh, man.
I'm sure there's a wall we can beat our heads against.
I think we found it. I think this is the wall. All right, so I can't even get to a zero out state thing. And is it because of this? Do we really need to change that back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, let's change it back. As much as I don't want to do it. This feels totally wrong to me. But let's change it back. Let's disable the breakpoint.
We can at least experimentally use the older version and just confirm that it is now working again. Wow.
The code that I thought wasn't right was actually right. I don't think I belong here, man. This is like, cue the folks to take me away right now. All right, so that now actually, for some reason, fixes it. Maybe it's my understanding what select alternate is doing.
Maybe. Usually when things are working and you don't think they should be, it's a naming issue.
Yeah.
It's like you've stumbled upon the right algorithm at some stage, rename something so that it looks wrong, but actually the data is correct.
And I'm sending in the same thing for both of these in here, which is also kind of weird to me. It's like, I feel like I do feel like the problem is here. Let's put it this way. I do feel like when I wrote this code, I was kind of like, I think it's going to work, but I wasn't thinking so much about it. And that's why I suspect it.
All right. Explain something to me, which may be completely legit already, but let's go with this just for a second. Naming-wise, it feels like you would be selecting something if it was not currently in the correct state. And yet, we appear to be selecting on the basis of 2 things being equal to each other.
Right.
Now, is that because we are searching for something, finding it, deciding it's the one we wanted to select, and therefore going forward?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. But I also think, though, that I think we do have a problem here. This may be also part of the problem. We're setting this everywhere. And
actually, what? have we got an expectation that lines 901 through 908, that is to say the whole of the if statement, should happen for each and every one of the layers? All of the alternative cousins? Or should we be doing this for the one that works and then breaking out?
Yeah, that could work too. Let's go look at select alternate for a second. I think select alternate just goes back up recursively and calls card layer manager replace if they're not equal.
Right.
Set details is selected. Set details is selected for the new one. Goes through all of those and so the details, card dimension details is selected. It looks like I'm doing overkill on that. Looks like this is also not needed. So it looks like this code is wrong, but it's corrected by the later. Oh no, it's corrected by this call, and then this messes it up. I think this code is wrong.
Okay.
I also think I kind of want to think. Here's what I want to do. Let's get to here and rewrite this from scratch. This is a new technique. I've never started this before. But I basically, we've got a breakpoint here. Inner glow fire. And we've got glow fire. So the alternates. Yeah. I kind of want to rename this too, but I can't rename it net and continue. So, all right. So we come in, we've found an alternate cousin. So just to be clear, the piece we just selected is in the inner glow combo box, list box. We selected fire. We found an alternate cousin called glow fire. So it's in the other list. So now that we found that other one, what we want to do is we want to go into that card image layer dot alternates dot card layers. We do want this line of code. So we want this line of code that actually is right there. So we get our alternate cousin layers. Then we want to go through each one in that, and we want to check to see if the alternate cousin dot alternate name is equal to the alternate name. Then this is the code we wrote before.
But the if statement's not the same.
I've got this call to select. It's the if statement. We did change it though. We changed this before to something that looked just like this, I think. Then I'm calling select alternate, which is kind of a recursive piece, but it kind of breaks out of recursion because this is true now. So it really only does these two lines of code here, which I almost think instead of calling select alternate, let's maybe just do those two lines of code right like that. Card layer manager replace. Let's go look at card layer manager replace. It does the details selection there. And that's this piece we were in before. We recognize that code where we remove the image and reinsert it in the card layers. So we get that child up to the parent then is kind of what's happening. We're kind of swapping that around.
Yeah.
So here we go. Replace is there. And we want to replace the selected layer with the new one. In this case, our new one is the alternate cousin. And the one we want to replace is, oh no, wait. If the alternate name is, that's the one we want to replace is card image layer.
Yes.
I think. And then I think we want to break out. Now what's going on in set details is selected. That I don't think we need. We might need that. But we we could do is we could throw that down below the for loop, I think. And or maybe no here. Okay, this feels better to me. It's different from what we had before. It feels
Sure.
a little bit better. I still don't know if it's going to work for.
I think it's more compact because if nothing else, you've taken the selection that you were doing before here and relying on the one that's nested a little lower. And we looked at that and we thought actually in place that looks correct.
Yeah. So nothing's happening here. Inner glow is changing, but nothing's happening there. Let's get away and kind of do kind of a rebuild of this. See if we get any better. Yeah, nothing's happening when I change this. Inner glow. Nothing's happening when I change this. You know, and I feel like I have to apologize, Roy, because when I wrote this, it was so complex. I kind of lost it a little bit in my head. And I feel like if I were a better custodian of you and the listeners, I would have all that in my head right now. And I'd be like, oh, it's this. But I feel like I'm a little bit not quite there. It's remarkable to me that this overcalling right here is working better than this code right here. Let's step through it though. Let's step through the code we've written. I'm still not giving up on it. And let's see what we got. Okay, so what do we got? We just clicked on replicant. Let me run a second so we get our... Okay, so we're on replicant. Are we synced up or not? Are we synced up? We are definitely not synced up. We are synced up from here. Nothing's happening from inner glow as well. Are we just changing one? Yeah. All right. All right, let's close down and restart. All right, what do we got now? Same problem, it looks like. Glow. Nothing's happening when we change glow. And it's all has to be because of this code right here that we changed.
Yeah.
In other words, if we set a breakpoint here and we make a change here, no change getting hit there. There we get a change on this one. Not in the other one though. That's really interesting. So we go back down here, we get no changes. But we do get changes now. I guess what I wanted to do was restore the code that I don't have faith in, comment this out, and just verify that things are actually working in a bizarre way.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. Put the bad code back and everything's fine. That's the universe mocking us there.
I wish I was smarter right now in this moment. I wish I was had a bigger brain. Okay, let's go back in again. Let's step through. I'm not changing these specifically, but I was trusting that those.
So what happens if you just
that.
comment those two out? You don't do the is selected in any way, and you just leave the select alternate, which is then happening. You know, it's the only piece of code working at that stage.
Right, I would agree with that. Let's try that, because the other thing interesting about that is that I'm pretty sure I already saw code that makes this.
Yeah, it's one or two levels
oblivious.
deeper than we are. I think it's in the set details. No, it's in the replace. The replace that gets called by select alternate is already doing that.
Yeah, it seems to still be working.
Well, that's good. Now we have simplified code that is working but is still bad.
Kind of. Let's do it even more. Let's follow this path, and let's just grab these two pieces here. We're passing in selected layer first, new alternate image layer second, and then this is true, so we're getting out of there. Selecting alternate should be absolutely true. So let's set a breakpoint here, and we're expecting to see the same behavior once we made this change. This one is first. This one is second. Okay, let's replace it with those two lines of code.
Okay.
I think we're still going to see it working. Yeah, it's still working.
See, almost horrifically, the only piece that we haven't changed is the if.
Yeah, it's
it makes no sense. I
because
mean, is
we're
that
calling
data just
it-
being mispopulated?
Yeah, we're calling it for each child in there. It doesn't make sense, right? It really doesn't make sense. It's the same here, right? Oh no, this one's card image layer. I've
think-
swapped these two
Oh,
in this space. Let's see if that's my problem.
is the replace just engineered backwards?
That could be my problem. Let's go back and recover this. Or it could be
Because
our brain's
On a
understanding
normal
of that.
replace method, my instinct would go replace first one with second one. And its
Yeah.
alternate cousin that's the replacement thing.
Yes. Well, let's figure it out. Let's get in here. Alternate name is Proton. And what are we going to? We're going into Proton. And replacing with Glow Proton. Wait, Glow Proton with Glow Proton. Yeah, it does not make sense.
That's in this iteration. Remember, we
Well-
went through multiple times.
Well, hold on though. We're calling replace though before we had this. Yeah, the if was this. Right there. The display name.
Yeah. Right, so we're ensuring a different thing is true before we then do this.
Yeah, I want to get a. I want to step through and get my head wrapped around it because I'm like, wait, what is this again? That's kind of where I am. I'm going to let's run it. We're on Proton. I'm going to click on Torch. We're on Inner Glow Proton going to Torch. Okay, so Inner Glow Proton was going to Torch. That's what's happening. Maybe it's something completely different. So we're coming in Inner Glow Torch, so we need to go to Glow and get Glow Torch instead. Let's see if that does it. Let's just clear the breakpoints for a second. Disable all. See what we got. Nothing. I was really hoping for something there. Yeah, it's the same as before. If we don't, it wants us, it really, in order for this to work, for all the cousins, we apparently have to call replace. My theory is, because the display name should match all the way across the board. Let me just try this as a, there's no check.
Okay.
There's no if statement here. This is what I find problematic about this code. Whoa, performance is way less though. Okay, so apparently there's something going on there. The alternate cousins? I'm not getting this. Why do I have so many problems with the cousins? Functionally, let's look at what replace is doing here. Create image. Hold on. Yeah, okay, I think we're okay. Image tag is equal to this. Just seeing if that tag was going to not be set. We could. This might be a good thing to do. Consider that.
Yeah. Okay.
That might be a good thing. This is, I think, was the winning bit right here. And I think I want to do an else break right there. And let's clear this. Do we get any? Are we hitting any breakpoints at all? it's still much slower. And no breakpoints are getting hit. Why is it so slow? I think I need to take some time away from this, Roy. That's kind of what I think I want to do. I want to I'm like, you know, if I'm beating my head against this, I find that sometimes just taking time away and coming back, I'm like, okay, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think I want to let's undo. Let's get back to where we were before. I'm noticing we're not at a break point.
You got to give yourself a place where when you do come back to this, it's a sort of a known quantity to start with.
I think that this bottom one is the one that we know works.
Yes.
That's kind of what we know works.
Although I think it's fair to say that we took out the selecteds and it was still working.
Yes. We have that out now. I think. Yeah, you see it's double commented right
Gotcha,
there.
yeah.
Well, this part at the bottom wasn't, so hold on. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of that, get rid of this. I'm going to bring all of this back. Just to verify that we're kind of in a kind of working state. All right, so we're back to our kind of working state. And I want to drill in and see this more, Roy. I'm not giving up on this. All right, I'm gonna start with my breakpoint here. We're just gonna go through step by step to understand what's going on here. Patronus, I'm going to wormhole. Let's do that. All right. So we're on glow wormhole is where we're going to. We're going to get our property linked, which is all this. I've got 24 layers that are all linked together. So you can see them here. Glow wormhole is right there, and inner glow wormhole is there. Okay. So those are all my property links. The property links each property link has got a layers. Or I'm sorry, the property link has the layers. That's what we were just looking through. Sorry. Okay, we're going to go through every one of those, and we're going to check to see if display to match glow equals glow. No,
So
is
we're
that
just
right?
going to find...
Oh, sorry. We're going to find only the inner glow ones. We're getting rid of all the glow ones. So we're just looking at the inner glows. Okay. At this point, we found inner glow is what we have found, and it's of fire. That's what we are. That's the fire we found. So we found the first one we found is of fire. So we go back and look at the layers. It's probably going to be the first one in this list that says inner glow fire. So we found this one right here.
Yes.
Okay. So we found, did we find an alternate cousin though? This says it's an alternate cousin. I'm not sure this is an alternate cousin. We've found,
It says found false.
this is really more of an alternate layer. You're right. It did say that. Let's just come back up here again.
Fire and wormhole. We're moving... Which one were we? We were moving to wormhole. That's correct. And we have found fire. Since these do not match, false.
It was correct. Cousin was, the naming was correct there. So let's proceed down to here. So now we found the alternate cousin. We found, let me set a breakpoint. I've got a breakpoint up there too. Okay. So we've now got wormhole. We've got inner glow wormhole, which corresponds to glow wormhole. Okay.
Yes.
These are the alternate cousin layers. We're about to get these right here, the card layers for it. I hit F10 and jumped. Oh, jumped all the way down there. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so we've got 12 of these. These are inner glow through here. The one we're on, card image layer, this is the cousin. Wait, hold on. Am I getting this from the right place? Yeah, because this is from the 4H layer here. This is the cousin. I want to fix this right here. I want to say, let's introduce a local here. Like that. So now we've got that cousin here. And the alternate cousin layers are there. And now we want to for each alternate in there, this should be true for every single one of these alternates. The display name.
Okay.
Display name is equal to inner glow. Display name is equal to inner glow. What I don't understand is why commenting this out seemed to create a problem. I think it was a performance. I'm not sure. So does it? And this code seems wrong to me. Set details is selected. This goes to the alternates and just checks to see if it's equal to that or not is selected for that card image layer. This we don't want to have in the for each. We really, really don't. Also, I don't think I want card image. This is the cousin. In fact, I want to call this cousin to select is what I want to call this.
So if we're for reaching through alternative cousin layers, and every one of them is guaranteed to pass that particular if statement because they've all got the same display name essentially.
Yeah.
We will be calling replace on every one of them.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking, oddly enough, that we don't need to go through those alternates. I'm almost thinking, at this point, we have like my cousin to select here.
Yeah.
The thing we need to find is which one is already selected.
That's it. Yeah.
So I think what we really want to do...
It's our selected alternate,
yeah,
isn't it?
We want to do this, and we want to say, hey, if alternate.details.is selected, then we're going to say our selected alternate. I like this code better. So I meant for that to be a null. Then we're going to say set that equal to alternate. And right, what do you want to say, Rory?
Well, I'm thinking that there's an interesting pattern I'm seeing you do here. You like doing a for each through something to go find a single thing that matches a criteria. But what you do at that point is you run the risk of accidentally introducing side effect code into that loop. I wonder if we can't just say something like alternate cousin layers where item selected, or first or default where item selected. Is that the way that works? I forget.
Yeah, first or default.
And that way we know there's no side effect code in there.
What's the side effect code?
Well, no, it's not that there is code that is having a side effect. It's like, for example, at the moment you've got a for each which got an if in it, which at the moment does an assignment and that's all it does, but there's a gap there where we can put code.
Okay.
Whereas this one line says get the singular item that is selected, and now we have that, and now we pass it deliberately into the replace.
All right. So now let's see what happens here. I like this code way better, and wouldn't that be awesome if this worked? Okay, here we go. So we found the selected alternate. So hold on, does that make sense? So Patronus must have been selected. So if that's the case, then we're going to replace the selected alternate with Patronus with the inner glow wormhole, right?
Yeah.
That looks way better. And what's interesting is, yeah, I knew my brain was not quite engaged when I wrote that code. Remember, I was like, I really suspect this. This better work, by the way. So 'cause we got nothing if this doesn't work. I'm
That's
gonna clear the
We're
breakpoint.
kind of done at that point.
We're done if this doesn't work.
Work, just work.
Afraid of the gods. Oh my God, did that look like it worked? And it's fast again.
Wow.
And it's working for both sides. Now here's the test though. Zap. Remember, Zap wasn't working.
Zap just broke everything before.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. I go to Zap here. Glow. It worked. Did we fix that bug too? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the moral of the story, Rory, is you never give up.
No.
Never surrender.
Never surrender.
I learned this from Buzz Lightyear, I think. Or is that what it is? Oh no, it was the Galaxy Quest. Have you seen that movie?
Tim, yeah. And a bunch of others.
Coding
Galaxy.
Gorilla says
That was
single
great.
or default. Thanks, Coding Gorilla, by the way. I appreciate all the moral support kids hanging out here while I was smashing against a wall. Yeah. I don't think we have it in us to go after that performance bug, Roy. What do you think? I'm just like,
Well, I'm somewhat bereft of time as well.
one of us knows that we don't have it in us to do that. All right, Roy, buddy. We'll talk to you later. You saved me, man. We made it through because you were here.
I was there with you at the same time. I can claim that much.
Yeah, but I don't think I would have tried it. I wouldn't have had the courage to do it if I didn't know Roy's going to be here to bounce,
Fair.
ideas off. So thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, my friend.
And we'll
Anytime.
see you on. Oh, you know what? We're getting into holidays, buddy.
Yeah,
we should be
that's
figuring
true.
out. Are we going to do shows next week? Let's not do shows next week.
Okay.
Is that cool? We'll take the next week off
That
for
works.
holiday season, and then we'll get back on the 29th. Is
That sounds
cool
good.
with you?
Yeah.
All
Yeah, yeah.
Or wait, is it 29th? Yeah, I think we can do the 29th or maybe something like that.
Whatever it turns out to be,
Well,
that's fine.
31st is New Year's Eve, so that's a Thursday. Do you want to do that or no? Taking that day
Yeah, I
off?
can do that. I can do that.
All right. Well, let's, I got other people here who are all like, the kids are like,
They may
Dad,
have
we don't
kind
know.
of a theory.
Yeah, we don't know.
Input required.
Yeah, we don't know what you look like, Dad. That kind of a thing, because we haven't seen you.
I remember a person called Dad.
Yeah, that's what they
Vaguely.
say. That's what they say. That's what it looks like. Okay, so yeah, it's not bad. I'm glad we fixed that. That's awesome, though. So now we can take a step forward. Still got a perf bug I got to find, and I got to kind of really take a step back to, and say, okay, I've randomized here. Maybe 2 perf bugs. I've got 2 perf issues. I want it to be faster in this space. And then I got to go. I'm not sure. I'll say goodbye to you, Roy. I think I'm going to end the show.
Okay,
but thanks so much for hanging out.
No
I
problem.
might
We'll
go
see
longer.
you soon regardless.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, just kind of going through what my steps were and needed to do on that. What's happening with randomize now? Yeah, it's taken a while. Also, randomize did not connect these 2 pieces together. Picked lightning for you and nebula for you. I got to get these to. Once I click them, it's good. But the randomize did not respect the linked. That's an issue. I got to write that down. So we've got. So randomize. CardMaker needs to respect the linking in fields, the linked properties, and sub layers. Okay, that one's kind of important. We've got the perf issue when creating a new random guideline, I think is what I called it. I don't remember. Guideline, and saving it to Google Sheets. Let's go look at that. I just want to collect some data on this. I don't think I'm going to fix it now, but I want to collect some data on it. So specifically, The idea is I pick something new that I haven't done any randomization for, like the axe blades, for example, right here. And I select something over here. And just to show you what I mean by this, that I don't have any data for it, let's come out here into the spreadsheet for it. Click on the Random Gen Rules tab down there. It's in Weapons Chains. So I've only got 2 entries here, one for corners and one for chains and one for corners. And so when I right click here and I choose set min, it's going to go through a bunch of stuff and it takes a while to do it. Let's just go ahead and do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 counts. Once I've set that and I set another one, set max, it's much faster. So if you look over here, it's just added this data right there. It's about 6 to 8 seconds. If I come over here and right click it, it's much faster. 1, 2. So about 1 second, second and a half. And it's now made that change right there. That's the data it just wrote. So the first time writing, it takes a long time. I want to at the very least get some data on that. That's what I want to do. Okay, so let's do it one more time. We're going to go to the gem. We're going to right click over here, say set max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come back over here and break all. Select the range of time to analyze. Why can't I bring that down anymore? I can go up but not down. I can't. What's going on? I feel like I'm not seeing the data like I want to see this. All right, let's do this. Let's restart. Because I think I've been running for a long time, and I think that's why it's hard for me to see the data I want to see. So CPU usage. Looks like we're profiling right now. Okay. So back over here to weapons, front texture, right click, set min, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and stop. That's the hot path. I'm in like a lot of disbelief about that. Let's restart. I feel like it didn't watch what I was looking at. All right, so let's bring the app up here. Let's get to the right place. Let's kill these right here. I'm just going to delete those. So those are gone from the spreadsheet. All right, here we go. Cord CPU profile. Should have maybe moved it off to the side, is what I shouldn't have done. Is what I'm thinking. Possible link property change. So we've got kind of some recursive calling here. I might want to take a look at that. Yeah, the set hue is the piece that, God, I didn't want it to take that. Hold on, let's continue. I'm going to restart again. Hold on. Closing this down. I'm determined to get the right data on this thing. We're not recording the profile. All right. Got the front texture here. Let's delete that. All right, so we got the gem. It's in the right position. I'm going to say go ahead, record, CPU profile, right click, set max. Good. That's better. Okay. There we go. What's interesting is the save changes was fast. The find or create. Find or create led to save changes? That doesn't make sense to me based on what I know about it. Oh, no, wait. Because it didn't find it, so it's now saving it. That is a bit surprising, says Coding Gorilla. Yeah, the second call to save changes was fast, but it could also be that there were no changes to save. So add row. Yeah, it knew it wasn't dirty. That's what I think was happening now. But I think there is some, I think there's some things that need to be more clever and more carefully, handled, cared for. That's my sense, is I think that we might have it's one of two things. Either we have extra calls. Can I go to code here at all? I can't jump to it right here. Here's what my theory is on it. And the reason I didn't want to go after this, was because I was like, oh man, it's a pain to do. But my theory is, I think this is my problem. I think what's happening is that I'm creating a request here and I'm updating one piece at a time. And then I'm calling execute for each member in there. And I think what I need to do is research how to do a multi-value, multi-cell update. So we only call execute once. That's what I want to do. Like I've got values.update, body spreadsheet, ID, body range. It'd be nice if there was an add, append. Okay. Let's do this.
Genesco 7, where are you? We need your help.
definitely need your help, Geniscu7. Help us with this code, man. All right, I'm going to set a breakpoint there.
Here I am.
Yoda. Yeah, okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's bring that up full screen here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to set it equal to null right there. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, hey, if request is null, then I'm going to call that. Otherwise, oh, can I do append? I can't. I need an append on request. Does request have like an append? How do I append? What's going on with append? Appends values to a spreadsheet. The input range is used to search for existing data to find a table within that range. Values will be appended to the next row of the table, starting with the first column of the table. See sample code for specific data, details on how tables are detected and data is appended. Okay, that's not what I want. I don't think that's what I want. Got a body, update body. So yeah, I want to well, I guess I could define the range as the entire piece all the way across, and then I could add multiple values to that because we're adding an entire row. That's what I want to do and get correct here. That's what I want to do. All right, I've got a breakpoint here. Let's do that. Hold on. Let's kind of restore this code to where it was. All right. Okay. So we'll go to axe plates. Right click, set min. We're instantly in here. Let's just get out here. Let's run it and see how long it takes. Run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the problem is here. For sure, it's in here. All right, let's run it. Let's go delete that thing we just added. So what's kind of interesting is it takes way less time to grab the whole file in one call and iterate through that than it does to make each of those individual changes. So let's do it one more time. Right click, set min. Here's the breakpoint. I'm looking at this. What's range look like when we get in here? So range is A30. The problem is that I got 20 fields. Is what I've got. Well, A30 is the first one. So it's in row 30, column A. Let's keep going. B30. We're just going through every single one of these pieces, but we're getting the column index from it. So the column index, I think what we need to do is I cannot guarantee that the column index is going to absolutely correspond to the order in which we're doing these. Yeah. I think what we need to do is we need to first select a whole bunch and see if they are all next to each other. Then if they are, then we can add all those values. That's what I think we have to do. The problem is, basically, it wouldn't work if I were to create a gap in here and there to be nothing inside there. They would not be contiguous, and we'd say, well, okay, we can't do anything there. Let's also check before we go through the trouble of writing that code. Yeah, the problem is we're doing multiple update requests. Let's see if there are any hints out here on the internet. I need a batch request. All right, let's look at a batch update. Batch update, values request. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna use IntelliSense to figure this out. Batch update, values request. Looks like I need a breakpoint here. Not getting my breakpoint. I already had one of those in there. There we go. Okay. So, all right. So we've got body is good there. What does batch update need? You know what I might do is I might also search for an example in C# while I'm here. See if there are any notes on it. Quite what I wanted. Values.batch update, that's what I'm using, right? Okay, got that. Batch update request, well, we've got that. All right, so let's figure out what's going on here. Body, what's it got in it? Looks like we're not gonna find sample code. There's not a major dimension. Value input option, what's that? A string. Body does not have a lot of stuff in it. What's in data? It's a list of the value ranges. What's value range going to get me? Sweet. Seems like you want your request to be that batch update values request. Yeah, I've got that right there on line 413. And keep your body as it was, kind of. I just needed to get to this, the value piece right here. And I think I'm now good. In fact, I would call this instead body. Oh, sorry. Let's rename this to request. Yeah, no, I'm with you. So it says request 1. Do I have a second request in here already? Oh, yeah, okay. So we're going to say this batch request is what we're going to call this. Batch request. Okay. So then I'm going to come down here and we're going to pass in batch update, passing in the batch request. What else is in there? The spreadsheet ID. Right there. That's the second one. Sweet. All right. I think we're going to get through this. Then this becomes body. Like that. This becomes batch request, data add body, like this. All right, there we go. And now this, though, this was in request before. This used to be called, I think, request, if I'm remembering this correctly. I think this is now, it just is that. What's value here? Get value. Oh, it's some dev value. But don't you want to move the batch request to outside of the loop? Yes, no, I will. I absolutely will. Yeah. That's definitely on my list. I was so micro-focused on the other pieces. I think I got to do something with the value, though. Does the body have that at all? Does the body have the value? There's the values inside of bodies. Dot add. Is it fair to do that? I think that might be, I don't know, I was going to say might be it, but no, what's going on here? The object should add to the collection. It's an iList. Well, wait, body.values, add a new list of the objects. Or is it bodies of value of 0 dot add value? Yeah, I'm not sure why this would happen there. And then I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that is what I'm kind of feeling. Let me do this though. I think that will throw. That's not good. It's not good if it throws. Where's Google Sheets? I want to just compare what it was to what it is now. Batch request. We've taken that out. So everything, nothing was changed except for that. What do we think is going to throw? What line are you looking at, Coding Gorilla, that you think is going to be problematic? Well, I guess you know what we can tell by just hitting run is what we can do. Never mind, I misread it. Okay, let's see what happens. Are we nervous? I'm going to step through it. Well, somebody said we can't do it. Batch update. Which one is this? This is the body. Batch request. Batch update values request. Oh, I know what my problem is. This needs to come out here. Does that look right? I think that's better. Let's see what happens with that. Oops, and this is going to be batch request. All right, let's see if we can step through that. What's my problem? It's a batch request, not an update request. But that's my problem there. It's funny, there was not really sample code out there. What did I get wrong? That's not right? Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Let's have coders just figure it out. Batch update request, okay. But I can't, oh, my execute. I think I need a new execute with a batch update request. And is it the return type right here? What's the problem there? Ooh, this might be problematic. I think I saw this. I think I saw this up above. Is it on body? Nope. Is it on batch request? It was. What's this though? Well, tell me what's my error list. Batch update request at value input option enum. You think it's somewhere here? Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, what the problem is there. Option. Hold on, I'm trying to interpret what you're saying here. Instead of update request, gets batch update request. Are we looking at the same spot? Oh, it's here. This is what I think you're trying to call my attention to. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, and I don't know what this is. I'm almost thinking I'm not even going to worry about it for now. Let's go one more time, see if we can find a C# example out here. It looks like it's here. This is the code we need, is the example code. Let's see what we got. It's close to that. Wow. Okay. Oh, it's already fully qualified. Okay, so I've got this data of value range, list of value range. Well, I was doing something different. We've got a this. I've done that. So that part check. We've done that. Value input option is equal to value input option. That's the thing we want to figure that out. Equal to what? What are you setting over here? Make it an update placeholder value. Just gotta, how input data should be interpreted. That's not helpful. Let's see if we can find this. Whoops. Not there. I wanted to do it here. Well, okay. Value render option, response, value render option, response date, time render option, include values in response. I feel like we can leave it empty. It's kind of what I feel like we can do, because we don't really need them to come back. And request body.data is equal to data. Where's data? Update placeholder. That's our list of value ranges. We were kind of doing data.adding the body each piece at a time. This is kind of taking in what? It's taking in a value range. So I kind of feel like what we were doing was good. Finally, we're left with the for us, it's called service, spreadsheets, values, batch update. And we're passing in the request body, which is, we're calling here batch request. Let's change this to request body. And that's what we're doing. All right. So now down here, what do we got? How is that different? It was just a squiggly underline. It's the same code it looks like, but it's just a squiggly underline that hadn't gone away. Okay. Then we're going to call execute request on it. I'm not sure if this execute request is going to work. Well, we need to fix this. I think I'm going to get rid of that. Just leave it as an empty string. I think it'll be okay. All right, let's try that. See how that works. So F10. Did we use this at all? We're not using this at all. I don't think we need that. All right, F10. Maybe should have kept that at null. Oh, whoa, exception handled. Okay, need to get that initialized. Now let's just add it up here. Okay, back up here. Sorry, kids. One more time. Shoot, we got an exception. Invalid value at value input option. I was going through it very quickly. Well, this isn't our call to execute. So we got all the way down to here, and there's a problem with the code, with what we built. Location invalid domain. Oh my gosh, it feels like a tough error to look up. Let's look for this at least. So what are we breaking today? We're trying to break Google Sheets is what we're trying to break. How you doing, Screech Rat? And for some reason, Screech Rat, you don't have your fanfare coming in here right now. I'll play it by hand manually. All right. Well, it says here, set it value input option equal to user entered. In quotes. That's what I think we're doing. Mr. Announcer Guy just saw that you were in. I just played you. I think Mr. Announcer Guy just played your fanfare late or something. I don't know. It says, what are we talking about? Prepend. Are we in C#? What language are we in here? Google Sheets API. Doesn't really say what the language is that I can see. I'm going to try throwing that in as a string, I guess. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, let's reset it. User entered is 2. Can't navigate. Yeah, it's not there. But didn't I see it down here in value, in body? Is that where I saw it maybe? Nope. It was in... Oh, I'm in the wrong place anyway here. This is not where I want to be. Here's where I want to be. I think it's in request body. I don't know if this is the problem or not. So yeah, I got a problem there. What's this? It's a string. The other one is an enum, and this is a string. It's not my favorite. And it says here it should be user underscore entered. Right there. If this one is right, if this fixes it, that would be really bizarre, because that's a really tough error for that recording that fix. Consistency is overrated. Yeah. All right, so let's see if we can get back in here again. Let's go to the spreadsheet. Delete this. And we're going to add a new one right here. We're going after a performance bug. I'm trying to do a batch update instead of what we were doing before. Let's just run it down to here. Good. Here's the problem that we had before. This is where we had an error. That looks like that worked. Holy cow. Wow. Yeah, that should have a way different bug, I think, error message. That error message should have been much different. All right, did it write it out? Change the front texture, looks good. Let's go to gem. Come over here, create one for the first time, right click, set min. Really just don't want the breakpoints. I want to see how long it takes. It seems much faster. Axe blades, come over here, right click, set min, and it's down in like 2 seconds. That's what I want. And there it is, axe blades, setting them in. Sweet. All right. Okay, today was a fun, interesting day. Kind of slamming against the wall, having the wall slam back against us, the code slam back at me. Looks like we got it. Once again, developers, me included, do not write clear error messages. Thanks to you, chat room, as well. Kids, you helped me out. Couldn't have done it without you. Let's get a rate going up here. We'll see tomorrow. We're doing Unity coding tomorrow with my son. We're doing kids code tomorrow. Kids code on Saturday. We're still working in C#, but we're working in Unity. And that's kind of fun. If you got kids, you can check that out. And then if not, I'll see you next Tuesday, kids. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Who are we going to raid? C# Fritz is out there. Let's go raid him. Say hi to C# Fritz for me. See ya.